Selamlar millet, hoş geldiniz. Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment'a kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son bildiğiniz gibi John Nelgan adında bir çocuğu suçlamıştık. Yani girerken yakaladık kulübeye. Balıkçı abimizi öldürdüğü için. Yani öldürdüğünü düşündüğümüz için. Şimdi onun babasından kalan yüzüğü kendi arşivimizden inceleyeceğiz.
That is not the one I need. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Okey. O zaman direkt Scotland Yard'a gidiyoruz. Şunu da söylemek istiyorum açıkçası. Videoyu sonuna kadar izlemeyen kişi sayısı çok fazla. Yani video sonlarında abimin kanalındaki videoları da paylaşıyorum. Inside gibi oyunları, indie oyunları izlemek isteyenler oradan gidip izleyebilir. Yani ben bu seri bittikten sonra Metro 2033 Redux'u çekmeyi planlıyorum. Aynısını ondan da izleyeceksiniz. Belki en kısa zamanda, belki de uzun bir süre sonra, ama yani aldık, çekeceğiz. Rainbow oynamaya çalışıyorum şu an. Rainbow öğrenmeye çalışıyorum. Onu da öğrendikten sonra onun da videoları gelecek. Çünkü bazı oyunlar artık yani beraber öğreniyoruz yapmak istemiyorum. Çünkü bayağı önceden çıkmış bir oyun. O yüzden ben öğrendikten sonra videolarını çekmek istiyorum. Bunu da söyledikten sonra başlayalım.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Evet, Peter Carey, John tipik bir hırsıza benzeyen bütün olaylar arasında yürüyen bilgilerin ait kayıtları Peter Carey'nin arasında ilişkiye biraz ışık tutabilir. Geminin kayıtlarını incele. Nereden inceleyeceğim onları? Gene Baker'a gidiyoruz herhalde. Onları da mı buradan inceleyeceğiz?
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Ya şimdi nereye bakacağım? Adam akıllı söylesene ya. Tamam, görevler bunlar da. Ona ait kayıtlar. Kayıtlar burada değil mi? Mektuplar.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Buralara bakalım. Şimdi ben burada baktım hiçbir şey yok. Bir de şeye gideceğim, Woodman'lı'ya gideceğim. Orada da çünkü bir tane kitaplık vardı. Biliyorsunuz, gidiyorduk, önünde duruyorduk. Burada bir şey diyordu. Hemen geldim buraya da. Burada bir kitaplık vardı. Ne oldu? Ha. Burada bir kitaplık vardı bildiğiniz gibi şu barakada. Ona bakacağız.
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the...
Gemide görev almış denizcilerle konuşacağız. Okey. Tamam. Vikings denizlerin tek boynusun mürettebatı ile birileri bulabilir. Baker sokağında bir yerlerde olmaları lazım. Gidelim.
Something new, Watson. I have the
Ya ne
list
zaman
of
şu oyuna
sailors who
girsem
were aboard
Discord'dan
the
bir
Sea
şey yazıyorlar,
Unicorn.
bıktım.
We shall soon learn what happened.
Durdurabiliyoruz mu? Burada durduruyoruz. Ben hemen geliyorum. Discord'u kapattım. Hemen geri döndüm.
I have only
Başlayalım.
to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
O zaman hemen gidelim Scotland Yard'a. Bizi çağırdı, geldik. Ne var lan?
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Evidence room nerede? Staff room. Evidence room.
These are the
Bu
suspects.
şey bunun değil. Öbürü. Aynen bu. Hurtley.
These are the suspects' belongings. Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Adamı öldüren bu. Okay, I get it.
10. Nothing unusual about it.
Şunda bir şey yapabiliyor muyuz? Yapamıyoruz. Tamam, buna bakalım.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Direkt şuradan. Nerede bu?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Oh shit man.
That's all for now.
Analiz yap, tamam. Şeye gidiyoruz, eve gidiyoruz. GTA'dan alışmışım. Arabaya biner gibi şeye basıyorum ikide bir. P'ye. Baker sokağına geri gidiyoruz. Baker sokağına geri geldik. Şurada ops bir FPS drop yedim az önce. Analizin masasına geliyorum. Ben burada bir videoyu durdurayım. Bunu yapana kadar bir uğraşayım. Tekrardan yarım saattir uğraşıyorum bununla. Tekrardan bir şey deneyeceğim. Çünkü belli bir yere kadar gidiyorum. İzledim. Video tekrarını da izledim nasıl yaptığımı. Belli bir yere kadar gidiyorum. Olmuyor. Delireceğim. Şu an ciddi anlamda çok sinirliyim. Evet, doğru geldim. Gene doğru geliyorum.
Done. Now I can
Yes.
proceed further. Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the
Tamam, tamam. Bayağı yapmış, çalışmışlar ha Türkçe dublajı. Ben bu kadar beklemiyordum. Ha, geçtim lan yanlışlıkla. İstediğin gibi onları iyice sakladım ama tekrar düşünmem için sana yalvarıyorum. Ion, I swear, büyük bir ihtimal ve verdiğim sözlerimi hatırla. Senin adını kirletebilecek en ufak bir onursuzluk yapmadım. M. Okay. Şimdi ne yapacağım?
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk.
Gene mi
This
ona
case
konuşmaya
is more
gideceğim?
interesting than I've.
Gidelim. Scotland Yard'a geldim. Gene deneyeceğim, bakayım oluyor mu bir şey.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now.
Woodsman'liğe mi gidelim? Deklam. Woodsman'liğe gidelim bir. Okey. Şurada kanıt gerekli diyordu ya. Hurtley'nin botları.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Şu açıklanamıyor mevcudiyet. Liam Hurtley'nin botları Woodsman'daki Leah'a ilgili eşit. Burada oradaki bulunduğu kanıtlar olmadığını söylüyor. Sordum mu ki ama? Ne ara sordum lan? He? Sizin hani bahçıvanınız yoktu lan.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
Allah Allah. Ne yapayım ben? Thank you madam. Yine geldim buraya.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Sen de konuşabilirsin.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Evidence room'da bakayım bir şey yapabiliyor muyum? Hurtley'in
These are the
şeyini incelemişiz
suspect's
ama
belongings.
şu şeyi inceleyemiyorum zaten. Çık o zaman. Bunda hala incelemem
These
gereken
are
bir
the
şey var
suspect's
herhalde.
belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
Ha, CPR diye birini bulacağız. Bakalım var mı burada? Ha, var.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Okay. B. Kayıp kağıtlar. Şurada. Çalınan değerli kağıtlar. Değerli tahvil sertifikaları çalınan teknik kutunun içinde muhafaza ediliyordu. Oo. Nelligan sebebi. John Nelligan tahvil sertifikalarını çalarken yakalanabilirdi. Bu Peter Carey'i öldürmesi için sebep olmuş olabilir. Mantıklı. Şey nerede o zaman? Velet.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
Tahvil sertifikaları.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Okey. Onu araştırmamız bitti. Peter Carey'nin cinayetini araştır. Tamam. Ne saklıyor olabilir? Ona ne yapacağım? Bir daha bakayım.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Ya bahçıvan mı diyecektim. İyi bakılmış bir bahçe işte. Bahçıvanlık.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Bahçıvan.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tool.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Okey, hemen uçalım, oraya gidelim. Ya oyun şöyle hızlı ilerleyince bayılıyorum ya.
Madam, we have information.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Böyle boş
Thank
muhabbetleri
you,
bilerek
madam.
geçiyorum. Haberiniz olsun.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Evet, yeni bir araştırma yeri daha. Barakanın zemini, tahta kabaca kaldırılmış, tahta incele.
Let us see what is in this box.
Oy, ne yapacak, lockpick mi? Tamam, bu böyle. Bu da böyle. Oldu. Aa, çok basitmiş lan. Bakalım.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Oo. Ya en başında dedim abicim. Katil bunlar, katil. Kelime mektubu. Not defterini geri almak. Makbul'un kan bilgisinde bulunan defteri gelmeyen bir zorla işe demiş. Bir zorla yolda kağıtları almak. Amin. Dur bir be. Aa, şöyle bir şey yarattı. İlgin sebebi okey. Ürünün tamamen durumu mağdurudur. Katilin profilinde fiziksel ya da psikolojik olarak uymuyor. O zaman gidiyoruz. Hızlı bir şekilde onu oradan çıkartacağız, o çocuğu. Burada başka bir şey arıyorum, var mı yok mu diye. Herhalde yok. Bana bir şey soracağım mı lan? Kardeşim madem sevmiyorsun boşansana ya. Ne uğraştırıyorsun? Sor direkt sor.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Bunları da birleştirelim. Umutsuzluk, kıskançlık, çünkü işlemiş olabilir. Oo. Ha. Oo. Soruşturmaya devam edeceğim abi, tamam. Yani bak daha araştıracağımız kaç tane şey var.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Denizci, dümenci, zıpkıncı.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Valla Sherlock'tan daha yemin ediyorum şeyler. Bunları da birleştirdik. Aitse bulunduğu yayında bunu kanıtlamamız lazım. Okay.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Şu mu? Evet.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Tek attım ibne.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that. Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, we sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in a dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
Bir yüzünü hemen tarayalım şunu. Okey. Hemen şöyle yüzüne bir bakalım. Hop, altın küpe. Zenginiz hala Abram. Kusmuk herhalde o. Şöyle üstüne falan bakayım dedim de. Ucuz kıyafetler. Güçlü eller. Sarı tırnaklar. Bir tane de bu. Denizci dövmesi, tamam.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. And those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Ghazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
Çıkayım mı? Yok, konuş diyor.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
Tamam.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Hadi gidelim. Nereye gidiyoruz? Okay. Peter Carey'nin cinayetini araştır da nereye gideyim? Baker'a gideyim. B'de bir şeyler var, onlara bakalım. B'de kesin suçluluğu kanıtlıyor. Kabul edeceğim. Ben de bunu kanıtlanacak cinayeti işlediğini kanıtlamaz ya bence de. Bir de şöyle, bir dakika, şöyle yapsak ne oluyor? He. Bence böyle ya. Orada ama onun cinayet yani olduğunu kanıtlamaz. O yüzden neyse ya. Bugünlük bu kadar. İzlediğiniz için ben de çok teşekkür ederim. Kendinize iyi bakın. Görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın. Bay bay.